Hey everyone, and welcome back. We just finished sketching our Cosmo bud, so if you would like to do that, find that in our last video. It's right here. It's a little cutie. We just got that finished up. So today we are going to be painting it with our watercolor paints. So the supplies you're going to need today are watercolor paints. I'm going to be using a size 10 round watercolor brush. All of these supplies are linked in the description box below. I like to use towel instead of paper towel, so I've got that. And it looks like I need to get fresh water, but here's my pretty purple water for now. And you can have a pencil just in case we need that for the end. I like to have a little spray bottle for my paints and some sort of a heat tool or an old hair dryer. And I think that's just all the regular stuff, nothing different in this one. So make sure that you've got your candle lit or your essential oils or something to drink to be cozy, and let's paint together. We're going to start with observation, and this time we're observing basically like what's painted since our sketch is already here, okay? So what I definitely notice, especially if you were to compare it to the rest of our flowers in this series, and by the way, they each have their own separate sketching video and painting video, so if you haven't done any of them, go find them. But what I like about this one is you see I really leaned into like the wet on wet process of painting, and I didn't, like these are not as detailed, but we do see these lovely soft color bleeds. So that's what I like about this one. It is a little tricky though to try to get the right level of control where you still see these chunked into the right spots, but then you also have this looseness. So we'll be talking about water control just like we always do, but that's what will matter here. So you may end up doing this one a few times, but I think this will be a nice one to do a few times anyways. It'll be kind of fun to do because playing with that wet on wet paint is so fun, and imagine this everywhere. Like I love being able to do this, and that is just by learning how much water and how much paint as we go. We've got two different colors of green here, just like we usually kind of do, and this is still that sort of nice fresh green. It's probably more like this lime green up top there than it is a yellow green this time, but you do whatever looks good to you. And then for this, we want to see lightness, and then within the dark, I don't know if you can see, there's like more of a pinkish and more of a purplish. So there's just two different colors at least in here, which I think gives us good dimension. And like if you see it right here, that's lighter and darker on the inside, and that really helps it look like a nice petal over there as well. So just looking for some of that. So let's go ahead and mix up our paints. Now you might be sick of these colors since you notice I use like this color a lot, but guess what? The next flower is that color too. But if you want something different, just make sure you grab what you actually like. There's lots of different ways to get this type of a color, and one is actually if you've got this same paint set, if you were to use fresh purple, which is this middle one, and one of these darker reds like ruby red or madder red or carmine, any of these ones here, you might get it too. So I usually would do the pink up top and this one down below, which is violet red, but like we all have different paint sets, so play for a second. So what we're going to do with our paints is grab your spray bottle, and I'm going to give them a nice good spray until they just look a little glossy on top. I'll show you, that's how wet they are for me. And then from here I'm going to grab my water and my brush, and I just got water on my brush and actually just touched my towel once, like just a tap, like boop, and then I'm coming back, and I would like to start with let's start with our greens today. What if we do that? So I'm going to grab up here that nice bright lime green. If you don't have that, I don't know how I have like paint splattered all over my thing today. Hold on just a moment. Oh, you know why? It's literally just from when I sprayed my paints. I just kind of made a mess somehow. Okay, whatever. Here we go. Okay, so I'm grabbing some of this one because that's what I have. But if you don't have that, you might grab some kind of a green and a bright yellow. Or green and water. So in watercolor, the way we get our colors lighter is always just by adding water, because watercolors are like transparent, or some say transparent, some say translucent, but the point is you can see through them, and so when we add water we can see through them even more. I'm actually like really digging this neonness, but I want it to go with the rest of these. So one thing I'm going to do, and if you do this is my warning to you, do the teeniest bit possible. I'm going to grab one little bit of red like this, boop, and add that in, and that's just going to make it look a little bit more earthy it's gonna take the neon out of it. So like that's all I did, and I'm going with that. Then from there, I'm gonna dip my brush into my water, and I wanna find another green that's gonna work well with this one. So whether it comes from the same spot or not is fine. So I did olive green right here and a little bit of that lime and mixed them to get this darker color. But like, even then, I want some darkness. So look, I've now grabbed from 3 different piles. So this is your reminder, if you even have a set this big, this is 36 colors, you have way more than 36 colors. You just gotta mix. When we were little kids, we were taught not to, but we mix. Mix away. Okay, so we've got those 2 colors. Now let's get our colors for our flower. And remember, we wanted a light, like kind of like 2 luxurious, rich, darker colors, okay? So I'm gonna grab, I will try this newer way, which is that middle one, and a red. And what you're doing, you're just looking, what do I wanna see more of? Like it's too red. I'm gonna grab more purple. Oh, I'm digging that. My paint looks a little bit speckly, like I can see it's not mixed that well, so I'm just kind of trying to mix it extra. I don't know why it does that sometimes, but here we are. Yeah, I like love that color. So I'm gonna clean the pigment out of my brush and add a little water to this. That made it lighter. Then from here, I'm actually gonna take just that color for a second and look at it. Okay, it's a little more purple than I want, so just a little bit of red. Small adjustments. Let's say I hated this pile. I will literally just start a new one. So now it's different colors and I see, oh, do I like that? So don't think about wasting, think about learning. You know, you're learning which combinations you really like. Okay, so that got nice and rich, and I want it even darker. Now, for this flower, if you don't go dark on this darker color, you're not gonna get this result. You have to have this like kind of higher contrast of light to dark. And I will show you this one again. If you wanna go to our 30-day series, and I have a video about value scale, but you need to see some difference between like light, medium, dark. So that's what we see in here. I'm loving the richness of this color, so 100%. My gut says yes to that one. This one seems pretty good still. I'm gonna clean out my brush. I'm actually gonna add a little bit of pink to that one and make sure it stays nice and dark. And we're almost there. Great. So really you could go light, medium, dark, or you could just have variations that are kind of like that, and I think it'll work out great. That is all the colors that we need. Now look at your water and see if you need to get fresh water or not, and if you do, then let's do that now. So the challenge for you in this one is water control. We're going to talk about it for a second. First of all, there's a good rule of thumb. The more water you have, the less control you will have. So that means like that's how much water on your brush, that's how much water in your puddle, that's when you clean out your brush, how much water do you have on it then. There's all these opportunities to think about how much water is here or here already, right? So that's one thing. And then if you like, so the more water, the less control, the less water, the more control. So the more you limit it, you will be able to put this precisely where you want it to be. So that's something for you to think about as we go through this today. And what I want to do is I want us to actually paint these light ones and then go right into that light green and paint it. And then we'll go we won't dry it, and we'll go into our dark, but some of you might need to dry it. Okay, so you're going to be thinking about what you have. None of us will have the exact ratio of water and paint. Make sense? So from here, we're going to begin. My brush is clean and dry. From there, I'm putting the first third of my big brush into this puddle. And that's it. And I want to find my light petals. And I really just have 1, 2, 3, so I want to make sure those stay light. So I'm taking the tip of my brush along the edges, leaning into the belly of my brush. Notice I think this pink for me, I actually have it on both sides of that green. 1, 2. This one here, I've got it in the center, and then over here as well. So I have those nice 3 petals, really nice and light. And because I know how much water I have on my brush, I know I can move into that light green. But if this is puddling or pooling, you would want to take your brush, tap it on your towel, or clean it and tap it on your towel, or wipe it on your towel. Okay, and then I'm going to get the tip of my brush into my light green, and I'm just going to start moving because I want to see some of those nice color bleeds. Okay, oops, I needed some brightness, so I'm just doing a quick adjustment. So I want to see the color bleed, so I'm coming right in here. and I'm gonna fill these in. So this, I'm very light on the tip of my brush and try to focus that those ends stay nice and sharp. So look, color bleed right there already, okay? Now, if this is fully dry, when I get to this, I won't get that dark purple. So I am gonna work kind of quickly here. And I fill this in. So stick with me. There's lots of ways of doing this. This is how I'm showing you today. I touched my brush to my towel. I'm grabbing some darker green and I wanna put it like right here. Because I do wanna see, what did I do, you guys? Oh, I think did I skip a pat? I did one. This should have gone over the front, so guess what? I'm gonna do it anyway, but just with paint, okay? So if you don't want to, don't, or if it's like too late, that's fine, but I wanted this one to go across, and I actually just drew this end of it, so I'm sorry about that. But I think that's enough color bleed for now. I just wanted to make sure I got some in, and then I'm gonna get back to that lighter paint if I can, and let's fill in these. So that feels like pretty good. Okay, now I'm gonna clean my brush. I'm actually looking at this and I'm like, oh, that green got over there more than I wanted. So I'm taking this clean, dry brush and I'm just gonna swipe down and I'm gonna get that pink back, okay? And I know that this is all dry, all my pink, so I'm actually gonna do one more thing. Took my brush, I cleaned it. Now I have a damp brush and I'm just gonna soften up right here. Now, not all of us need that, but I wanted a little bit of it. I'm gonna take this medium color. I put the first third of my brush into here and I wanna start painting this, but I have to look what's happening. If it's gonna cover up my light paint, I have to pause, maybe even fix it, right? So this is us just playing. Oh, look, I didn't get that green one done. So I'm gonna avoid that green one for a second, because remember, we liked that one. And by we, I mean me, but you know. I'm gonna go in here with that pink. So I've got that color on my brush. I'm light on the tip of my brush. Actually, I'm just gonna fill in this whole thing, but maybe give it some jagged edges up here, just to make it look like there's more petals than we drew. This is beautiful. I'm gonna come, now details matter here because we wanna be able to distinguish things. So we want wet on wet, right? But it has to kind of make sense too. From here, I'm just going to my darker paint right away, and I wanna kind of touch that in between these light ones, because that's gonna show like depth. Okay, that got a little out of control, so I'm gonna pause. I'm going up here and I'll do it here instead. So I am playing with wet on wet, and it is tricky. And this is like, you know, people say like you don't have control with watercolor. Well, you don't in wet on wet, but you also do. You just have to find that balance. But later on we will have control as we touch it up with the details. So I'm just like pausing because that was too out of control, and I'm gonna clean my brush out. Now, each of us is doing something like this, but when we're playing with wet on wet, it can't be the same for anyone, if that makes sense. I didn't get my green in here yet, so I just wanted to stick that in because I do want some color bleeds, so it's a good time to do it. Now this one, remember, we wanted it pink, so I just cleaned my brush and dried it, and I'm actually gonna come down like this again and try to get it back because we wanted that lightness. I'm even gonna touch that light pink. Yeah, see how I just kind of brightened it up? Just don't wanna get it too dark. But I do kind of want to see that. So now I'm going to touch that darker pink down here, because this can kind of, this is receding towards the center a little bit, so we can handle that. And I want, so this is too sharp. I actually want the color bleed, so I'm cleaning my brush, drying my brush, and then I'm just going to touch that and it'll give a soft blend. So that was a sharp line. I cleaned my brush and dried it, took that damp brush right there, which sort of just faded out that dark color. This one is chaotic. I can feel it. I know it's true. Also, it just is. Look in this one. I'm noticing I left some white lines in there. That's pretty nice. If I did this again, like if I was going to do 4 of these for today, I would try to, when I put my paint next time, leave some of those white lines and keep them directional, like following that curve of the paper. And we could do that with a white acrylic paint pen later if you wanted to, but I would just do like less is more. I want a little darker than this now. So we already made up this nice, lovely dark color, and it's rich and it's made of reds and purples, but I want to see even more. So let's see if I can get that. So I had even less water, and you can see right here, you can't see through it as much. So it's probably darker. And we're gonna just try to stick some of that in here. I can see it's still wet because I can see the reflection. And then look, I'm coming kind of out and away and following the curves of the outside of this paper. Now you can put more detail down here if you want. You can make this look like petals by, see that? I created what would be like the shadow behind a petal. So you're playing in this one. This one is play and it's a little more loosey-goosey, and I think that's good for us to have like all these different ways of doing things. If you were like, I hate this one, then I want you to maybe start this one over and think of the exact way we did everything else, which is basically layering light to dark, drying it when we need to, and things like that. And you'll have kind of the same level of control as you had on the others. I just got like a pinkier color and I just want to play with right here. Yeah, I just wanted to see a little bit. But if I'm going to do that pink here, I have to match it up here. Like we can't have just one chunk of color that doesn't match anything. So I'm almost done, but I'm just playing in it and I hope you are too. Now we're not done yet. We want to get these darkness of our green, which really gives more dimension to everything, and then we'll be done. If you overdo it and you try to add detail on this, you just won't get the looseness, but that's okay. You get to pick what you get here. I am grabbing a little bit of a real nice dark green because I actually, okay, that's not the right color, but I'm going to mix and see what I can get. There we go. Sometimes I just add that Payne's gray, which is this one right here under the lime green. It's like navy blue, and that just gives a nice darkness. I don't want this to tip into being a blue green is what I'm watching for. And then from here, sort of shadows. So to the right of or under is what I tend to do. As just, I don't know why, if that's because I'm right-handed. Maybe if you're left-handed, you always go to the left of or under would be your shadows. These are like pretty dark and contrasting right now, but I think I like it. If you did that and you didn't like it, you would just want to make an adjustment on your paint. What I'm going to do is go in and soften it up in a minute. So I'm coming, see, these are to the right of or under here, and I'm actually going to darken up the inside of this one. But my paint is too dark, and I knew that a lot as I did it. So now I just cleaned my brush and tapped it on my towel, and now I've got water, and I'm just going to like very little water. Okay, like that matters, very little. And I just want to like have just enough to blend these. See that? Isn't that so fun that you can come back later? Like the more you do watercolor, the more you learn all the different ways you have of actually controlling things or getting things in different ways. I love this. I love it a lot. I think I just need this to be darker to make sense of that one. And then if you're not sure, take a picture of it and look at it on your phone. And you'll see it smaller, so it just gives you like the gift of perspective a little bit. Softening that up a little. And I love it. You did it. If you want to share your artwork with me, you can do that on my Facebook page, Audrey Shantz Art, or I have a Facebook group called Audrey's Art Club, which I really wish I would have named differently. Like it's our art club, not Audrey's, but at the time I was trying for some branding, you know what I mean? But I love seeing your artwork there. So this was our Cosmo bud. You nailed it. Next up is Echinacea.